Hi everybody, welcome back. I hope you're all doing well. So in today's video,
I understand a lot of people see my situation and not think that I'm not high function.
What situation?
See my situation? That's a very vague question, and it's for you
What
to
situation are you referring to that they're looking at and thinking is not high function?
Just my life.
Your life entirely, or your life in relationships?
My life.
See, don't deflect. Let's stay here. Your life entirely, or your life in relationships?
Both, really.
And they think that you're low functioning.
No, I don't.
You just said people see your life and think you're not high functioning. The opposite of that would be low functioning.
No. Okay, so here you go. You're trying to take my intentions away from this. Can I correct it?
Yeah, go ahead.
Or can I give you more?
Yes, more information. Heck yeah.
So, I'm not married, right? I have beautiful children.
How many?
8.
I didn't do my research. I thought it was 4, but 8. Okay.
No, baby.
Cool.
It's
by how
8.
many women?
3. And this is the kicker. I want more. Now.
By multiple women? What's the intent?
I just want God
about your wife?
Him. I just want God to bring him.
Oh, okay. And you have, so you just.
Because my point is this. My desire to get married is lower than my fear of divorce. So, as you would say it, Dr. Brian, you said it, I didn't say it, I will agree. I'm just taking my time.
You're not taking your time.
I am, though.
You're being very action-based. You're not taking your time. You're being very action-based.
I'm taking my time.
You're being very action-based. You have 8 kids with 3 different women.
Yes.
You are creating, procreating, and multiplying. That is not taking your time. You're being very selectively active. Okay? So you're creating, in disclaimer, the kids are innocent, they are beautiful and amazing. Anything I say has nothing to do with them babies, because I can't wait to be a mom, and I love the kids, period. But you are proactively choosing where you want to be active at and where you want to take your time. You want to take your time in having a wife because of your own fears. But you will, and I say this with all respect and love, what I'm about to say next, okay, Cam? But you will selfishly create broken families, even if you're in their life and you're a proactive father, and I believe you're an amazing daddy. I can only imagine with just your presence and knowing you thus far. But these families are still broken. Every child cannot have Papa in the house with them. So some child, if not all, will end up with some kind of deficit without daddy being there. Now, you chose to do that. I'm not saying you sat there and woke up one morning and said, I want to be selfish today, so I'm going to go make a baby. Not saying that at all. But those are selfish acts at the expense of your fear. So at what point do you feel the fear, do it anyways? And yeah, that is a low functioning behavior. To say that I am going to create these homes. Oh, let me go better. I'm going to build these houses and put kids and these beautiful women and kids in them, but I ain't going to create a home in them. I'm going to wait till I dissipate my fear to find a wife where I'm still going to be fearful with, because there's no such thing as not having some type of nerve or some type of feeling behind marrying somebody who you're spending your life with. And then I'm going to build a home with her while all these other beautiful babies have houses. That's completely unfair and it's selfish.
I'm sure you've all seen this video multiple times on YouTube alone, okay? And initially I wasn't going to say anything, but then again, I watched the video and I was like, so you mean to tell me that this guy is saying all these things and you thought, yes, absolutely, perfect. This is exactly what I want. I'm going to have my first child with this man. After he has, 7 children with other women. And you thought, do you know what? It's okay. It's better to have a child with a man with this type of mindset than with a man who doesn't have money. Okay. Because for you to hear a man say his desire for, creating a family, getting married, creating something that is beneficial for his children, right? It's lesser than his desire for creating broken homes. And you believe in that is perfect. Yes, exactly what I'm looking for. Because of child support? Yeah, because I'm believing that's the mindset behind it. If anything were to happen, my child and myself are set for life because this guy is rich. Okay? Even if he's not in his life, that's fine. I'm going to do the taking care of anyway. So yeah, I'd rather have a child with a man like this than not have a child at all, or have a child with a man that would be present with my child. Is going to be a great dad for my child. Doesn't have this type of mindset. Money is indeed very powerful, you know. Also, I realized that she may not even ask that question, because a lot of women are like that. You know, they don't even ask the question. Provided the guy is rich and he shows any form of interest in them, they believe that they are the prize, they are the exception to the rule. They already put those men on a pedestal, so they don't even open that conversation up. Why is she going to ask him, why don't you want to get married? And even if she does and he says this, it's like, oh yeah, that's fine. That's the thing about rich people. A lot of people who surround rich people don't tell them the truth. They lie to them, okay? Everything they say goes. And that's why he was smoking that cigar like his life depended on it. When he met a woman who had her own, right? Was confident enough to call him out on his BS. And wasn't afraid, because at the end of the day, he doesn't feed her. Alright? He doesn't feed her. So she's like, absolutely not. You're creating broken homes, and someone needs to tell you. So let's get into some of the stitches, and I'm going to come back and talk some more. And don't forget to hit the subscribe button and leave your comments in the comment section. Thank you.
I just saw that video everyone's talking about of Cam Newton talking to Dr. Cheyenne Bryant about how he has 8 children by 3 different women and still wants to get married. And he doesn't see anything wrong with that, because he thinks that he is a great father and provider for all of his 8 children. And I want to pose a different perspective on the issue, because that's messed up, and I think we all know that. Number one, no amount of money in the world can buy you time. And a lot of these people we idolize that are good at sports or good at music or whatever, every hour we see them playing in a basketball game, sitting on a podcast, whatever, are hours they're spending not raising their children. Just because you're paying the bills and your kids go to a nice school and drive a nice car and wear nice clothes does not mean you're raising them. A broken home is a broken home, whether it's an apartment or a mansion. And social media has us all messed up, because we can see videos of these men giving their kids these beautiful birthday presents and parties and blah, blah, and we're like, damn, he's a great dad. But they don't be raising them kids. No amount of money can buy you more than 24 hours in a day. And you expect me to believe that you spent 2 hours sitting on a podcast couch talking about your kids, and you're somehow still physically present and there for every single one of them? You're raising all of them. And the part that frustrates me the most is nobody has empathy for the mothers of these children. I see comments all the time that are like, ooh, this girl got pregnant by an NBA player, like she's got it made, like she's set for life. Not even understanding that carrying and delivering a child has so much effect on the female body. Just because they're not clocking into a 9-to-5 job does not mean that they're not spending so many hours a day breastfeeding, taking care of these children physically and emotionally, picking them up and taking them to school, taking them to soccer practice, cooking, cleaning. That is not a lifestyle we should be glamorizing or encouraging. There are plenty of children who are raised in broken homes who have great lives, but that's not cute. Any child that's raised in a dynamic where the mother or the father is not physically present is going to have trauma. Kids are not accessories. Stop getting people pregnant when you don't want to sleep in the same house as their mother and be there with them when they wake up and eat breakfast with them every morning. Why are we doing that? And could you imagine sitting up at home raising some man's kids and he's out here on podcasts telling the world that he wants to marry someone that is not you? And the fact that you're gonna have to explain that to your kids one day. And on top of that, he says he wants to have more. Why don't you focus on the children you already got? This might be controversial to say, but when it comes to men like Cam Newton or like Nick Cannon or like Future, who have 8 different kids by 3 different women and still want to get married and have more children, who are these women that are still willing to date them? Like, how, as a woman in good conscience, could you knowingly be sitting up on a date with this man or on a vacation with this man, knowing that every minute he spends with you is a minute he's spending neglecting his children? And you, for some reason, think that things are going to be different for you and for your kids you may have with him. And even if that is the case, if he's the perfect father to your kids or the perfect husband for you, he's neglecting 8 other innocent babies. That is disgusting behavior to me. I don't know, diabolical. I don't care how much money he has. How do you sleep at night knowing you're contributing to the trauma of 8 children? That's insane to me.
So this question is only for men. When did you know you found your perfect dummy? Talking the girl that you can literally dog in her face and she will still ride or die for you. The girl that will catch you in a lie and you can keep lying to her and she'll believe you. The girl that can walk in on you cheating and be like, you didn't mean to do that. And pray tell, you may be wondering why I have these two as a reference. She gave birth to his 8th child. First child with him. You're telling me you were willingly ready to be number 8. Like, it just doesn't make sense to me. But sometimes I'll run into men that literally want a dummy. Like, they want their wife to be a dummy, to let them cheat, to believe all their lies, so that when they do get caught up, they know they can walk all over you and manipulate you. Because I guarantee, let you mess up once, they'll be done with you. They'll be calling you so many different types of names because you did one thing bad to them. And it really be surprising me how dumb some girls are. Because some of them will literally have proof right in their hand. Go talk to that man, let him manipulate you, and not believe the solid proof in front of you.
This man got on the podcast, looked this woman dead in the eye, and said, I'm not creating broken homes. I'm doing the best I can with what I was given. Sir, life is not a card game where somebody handed you cards. You literally made choices and decisions that got you to the place that you're in, that got these women and these children in the place they're in. But here's a part of the conversation I'm not really hearing anybody talk about. Is that the idea that both these men, Nick Cannon and Cam Newton, can behave and operate in this way is based on the belief that what is required of a man to be a father is far less than what is required of a woman to be a mother. I was having a conversation with a friend who happens to be a man a few months back when Nick Cannon first did his interview. And I made the statement that it's not possible that he be a successful father to 10 plus children. And my friend was arguing me down. We don't know how he provides and what he does for these kids. We don't know their living situation. I said it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if all those kids live in the house with him. It doesn't matter if they all live with their moms and he picks one day a week to go spend with all of them and he rotates. It doesn't matter. It's not possible for him to be a good father to 10 plus children. Hell, it's hard for parents to be a good father to 1 kid, to 2 kids, to 3 kids, and be present, living in the house, married to the mom. It's not humanly possible for him to be a good father. And my friends arguing me down. We don't know this and we don't know that. And I said, okay, do you think a woman can be a good mother to 10 children? And he paused. And so now we're looking at each other. And that's the problem. The problem is the expectation of what it looks like for a woman to be a mother is held at such a high regard that we go, of course she can't be a good mother to 10 kids, especially if she's a single mom, because she's a single mom, so she must be a whore. Don't let them all have different daddies. Then she's a whore to the 10th fucking power. But a man can be a father to 10 children, and we think it's reasonable that he could potentially be a decent father to all 10 of them because the expectation of what a man looks like as a father is so low. The bar is so low that we think because he can afford them, then he must be a good father. Because he can afford a nanny, because he can afford to buy each mother a house and a car, then he must be a good father. And that's what we need to reckon with. We need to reckon with this idea that what we require of men is not partnership. It's help. Even Cam says that. I don't want to call the mother of my children single mothers because that assumes that I don't help them. That's the problem. Is you're showing up as help. And help assumes that the responsibility belongs to the other person and that as a courtesy, you are showing up to help. That's not partnership. That is not an equal distribution of labor. I don't need your help. You need to participate because it's the right thing to do because your children require it, not because I need help. Y'all tell me what you think.
One of the takeaways that I have from that Cam Newton, Dr. Bryant segment, men have a hard time, and this is what I'm realizing, men with the mics on this podcast who have an issue with women have a hard time with the high value, low function conversation. My guy, Cam, I mean, right over the dreads, my guy. They have a hard time thinking that women will date low value men versus high value men because they feel like the money qualifies them to buy and get everything they want, even a woman. So for them, it's a hard concept to connect the dots and believing, just like Dr. Cheyenne Bryant said, no, women will date low value men, high functioning, low value men. Because one, women are outpacing men in value because we have higher education, we're getting paid more. That's all the value means, like financial value, but low functioning decisions, you know, wanting your person to take your toxicity because you're high value, low functioning. Not happening, buddy. And the concept of that with a lot of men, they're like, oh no, they would never do that. They don't do that. They don't do that. You're not gonna see out in public with them. She's like, yes, I have. Like, I was on the red carpet with him. Well, how was the sex? I mean, it was decent. I mean, it ain't the best, but it wasn't like, oh well, see, like he was high functioning, and then he used that, you know, other word to make it seem like it was because of the D that she was staying with him, even though he didn't have a lot of money. Like, see, we're going back to low functioning behavior, low functioning ways of thinking, Cameron. Low functioning ways of thinking, Cameron. But him and Nick Cannon have the same low functioning behaviors. If you didn't get nothing out of that interview, high value, low functioning. You got women with high value, low functioning. Because every time you try to hold them accountable, they want to have a temper tantrum and want to storm out. But because you think you got money, that somebody got to pull up with your mess. Baby, money ain't the problem for women, because I can show you how to make money. That ain't nothing. So to have a high functioning, low value, man, low value is temporary. Low functioning, now that could be a lifetime.
Be careful what you ask for. Start asking God, reveal to me what I'm saying I want.
But none that you want to be like, yo,
no,
I like what y'all have.
Right.
I want to emulate that.
No, and it's not because what they have isn't healthy. It's because I have a strong sense of self, and I'm not knocking people who look to other people. I would like that, or I get what you're saying. There's nothing wrong with that. But I have a strong sense of self, and I don't want what someone else has. I want what is aligned in God's will for me is. And so I have a strong understanding that what's for me ain't gonna look like your healthy relationship. And if I caught up in, I want that, or I want it to mirror that, then I may be looking and meeting my husband saying, you don't fit this box, which is called compartmentalizing. And my husband, who's God sent after all my work, doesn't need to fit a box. He needs to come authentically who he is. And my job is to love him where he is, how he is, and pray on the ways that I don't understand, because I'm not supposed to lean onto my own understanding. I'm supposed to trust God in all his ways. And when doing that, that means I'm not looking for anything externally to idolize. When I have myself in God and I know that who my husband is, I will feel it. I don't have to see it in someone else's world. And the other thing is, we got to be careful with want what somebody else has from the optics, because it could look like we want beautiful mansion, and we go in that house, excuse my language, that motherfucker's more homeless than people who sleep on the street. Because just because you got 4 walls and you have a marble floors and you have a gated home and you have a 10,000 or 20,000 square foot home doesn't mean that thing ain't more homeless than the person who's in a high-rise apartment, or a person who's in a single apartment living in downtown LA and they're a student who's poor. Okay, that has nothing to do with it. So I'd rather have a little apartment with my husband and baby, we got wealth, than be in a big mansion like a lot of people have done and be homeless in that thing. And I'm sitting here creating this image for my people to admire me, but I'm dying in the inside. When you talk about resources and people, I don't want no friends around me who can see me as a mansion, but let me die as a homeless person internally. I'm good. And nor do I want to be the woman who says, I want what Cam and this woman has, not knowing that when this woman goes wherever she going, she's really speaking the real about what y'all got going, but she not gonna tell me, because she wants me to keep feeding her trauma, which is that mask and that costume she's wearing, to make people think that relationship is good. I'll pass. I'll take what God has for me, and I will continue to pray for those who I see have a healthy relationship and support them. But I don't want nothing nobody has, because it's not mine. And if it ain't yours, y'all, you can't keep it. You can't sustain it. So stop wanting things that ain't yours. Stop wanting things that don't belong to you. That's called despair. Get you some help. Get you some healing, get you a sense of self, and start wanting things that are yours. And then you may not end up with a man who's beating your ass because you thought he was putting her on jets and buying her Birkin bags and taking her to nice restaurants when she was going home getting her ass beat. But you wanted it though, right? Be careful what you ask for. Start asking God, reveal to me what I'm saying I want, so I understand the transparency of it. God, reveal to me what's mine so I can have that. And I don't end up praying to you to get out of it. I don't rush to the altar just to become a divorcee or a baby mama or a baby daddy.
Oh my God. I don't know this woman, but she said everything. Ladies, Not all that glitters is gold. All right. And we shouldn't be aspiring and trying to emulate everybody out there just because they are rich, just because they seem to have the kind of lifestyle that we want or that we think we want. Because most of the times, a lot of people want a certain lifestyle, but they don't even know what they are signing themselves up for. And if you're going to have kids, please choose wisely who you have children with. Money alone is not everything. Consider those children before you choose to have babies. Consider who you are having your children with, not because of their financial abilities, but there's so many aspects that your children need in their lives. Okay, so think about that. And I know that there was a video of the lady saying that she's fixing them or she's a fixer and so on and so forth. And the truth of the matter is you can make all the excuses out there. You know you can't fix him. After 7 children, how can you fix a man with this type of mindset? The truth is the truth, and at some point in time in your life, you have to stand in that mirror and be brutally honest with yourself, okay? And realize the part that you're playing in these children's life, in your own life, and take accountability for it, okay? But anyway, let me know your thoughts about all of this in the comment section. Thank you so much, and I'll see you again in another video. Take care of yourselves. Bye.